Hi everyone, I'm Yumi Vivian De Luna, your stat teacher, and I'm here to discuss how to construct frequency distribution table, or we call it your FDT. Okay. Ang frequency distribution table is a special type of statistical table that organizes data into classes. So yung data natin could either be quantitative or qualitative. So there are three graphs associated with FDT. We have the histogram, frequency polygon, and ogives. In your activity in organizing data, you will be asked to construct an FDT and just the two graphs associated with it, the histogram and the frequency polygon. Okay, so paano ba mag-construct ng frequency distribution table? Okay, so let's start with your raw data. Okay, so given this raw data, we have the distribution of statistical test scores of 50 students. Okay, if you look at the data, naka-arrange na po siya from lowest to highest. Pero, normally, ang raw data, hindi po siya naka-arrange. So, the first step that you're going to do if you're going to construct an FDT, given the raw data, is to arrange this first from lowest to highest, as what the data is already shown. Okay? So, if you look at the data, the smallest value is 5, and the highest value is 70. Okay, again, we have 50 observations. Okay, so after you arrange the data, that's the first step. Okay, the next step is to obtain these three measures. The first measure is the range. Ang formula niya po is highest value minus lowest value. So kanina sabi natin, if you look at the data, if you recall the data, the highest value is 70, the lowest value is 5. So getting the difference of that, you have 65 as your range. Next is your K. This is the number of classes. Ang formula niya po is square root of n, where your n is the number of observation. So since we have 50, you get the square root of that, we have 7.07. So the rule is your n must always be rounded off to whole numbers. So you have 7. Okay, next is the class size. This is actually the most important value to be computed in constructing your FTT. The formula for class size is range over number of classes, or R over K. So getting the quotient of that, 65 divided by 7, will give us 9.28 or approximately 9. Again, we round this off to whole number. Okay, ang rule naman dito sa class size, pag yung data mo, raw data mo is whole number, it must be consistent with the precision of your class size. So pag ibig sabihin ng precision, pag whole number yung raw data, rounded off din po ito sa whole number. May mga raw data tayo na may 1 decimal place or 2 decimal places. In that case, the class size must be consistent with the precision of the raw data. So pag kunwari, may 1 decimal place yung raw data, then you round off your class size to 1 decimal place also. So again, in this case, since yung raw data natin is whole number, then we also round off our class size to whole number. Okay, so we can start now our FDT kasi we have already our class size, which is equivalent to 9. Okay, so how do we start? Okay, so this is the complete FDT. There are some videos na nagpapakita ng pag-construct ng FDT pero hindi sila kompleto. Usually, ang nakalagay lang doon classes, frequency, tapos RF. So what I'll discuss is a complete frequency distribution table. A complete FDT has 7 columns. Okay, you have the classes, true class boundaries, TM or class mark, frequency, RF or relative frequency, CF is cumulative frequency, and RCF is relative cumulative frequency. In some books, ang classes nila, ang name term nila sa classes is class limits. So parehas lang po siya dito. Dito naman, in some books, they term this as class boundaries lang. Okay, so dito po pareho lang ulit siya sa true class boundaries. Okay, so how do we start? Okay, so andito na yung mga data natin sa baba. Pinakita na natin para may guide tayo in constructing the FTP. Okay, so to start, okay, so since alam na natin na ang class size natin is 9, okay, so to start, dito tayo sa first column muna sa classes. Notice na meron kayong LL sa UL na column, okay, under classes, sub-columns. LL stands for lower limit and UL is for upper limit. So mag-i-start po tayo dito sa lower limit. So to start, just copy the lowest value, 5. And then yung susunod niya, you add the class size na 9. So 5 plus 9 is 14. 14 plus 9, add nyo ulit yung class size, that will give us 23. Plus 9, plus 9, 41, plus 9, plus 9. Ayan. So bakit tayo nag-stop dito sa 59? So notice you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 na classes or rows. Bakit 7 na classes? Kasi po yung na-compute natin na number of classes, yun K is 7. So we stop at 7. Okay? So to fill out your upper limit, okay, kasi ang ginagawa po natin sa classes is gumagawa tayo ng mga ranges or interval. So to fill out your upper limit, okay, so kumbaga 5 hanggang anong value? Okay. So the first value of your upper limit will be 13. Okay, so bakit 13? Yung second value ng lower limit natin, mag-subtract lang kayo ng 1. Always. Okay, ulitin ko. The second value of your lower limit, subtract it with 1. So 14 minus 1, that's going to be the first value of your upper limit. So from 5 to 13. So itong 13 na to, para malaman natin yung mga susunod na upper limit, mag-a-add lang naman ulit kayo nung na-compute natin na class size na 9. So 13 plus 9 will give us 22. 22 plus 9 will give us 31. And so on and so forth. 31 plus 9, 40, plus 40 plus 9, 49. 49 plus 9 will give us 58. And 58 plus 9 will give us 67. Ayan. Okay? So, ulisin lang natin siya. So, we now have your classes. Okay? So, the next column is true class boundaries. Madali lang to. Sa true class boundaries, gagawa ulit tayo ng range, but it's different from your classes. Okay, so since whole number po yung raw data natin, di ba? Raw data natin is whole number. Ang precision po kasi ng whole number is 1. Okay, so you divide 1 by 2, so that would be 0.5. So yung 0.5 po, yung 0.5, isusubtract natin yon sa lahat ng value ng lower limit natin to get your LTCB. Okay, so to get your LTCB, magsusubtract tayo ng 0.5 sa lahat ng lower limit. So, 5 minus 0.5 will give us 4.5. 14 minus 0.5 will give us 13.5. 23 minus 0.5 will give us 22.5. 32 minus 0.5 will give us 31.5. 41 minus 0.5 will give us 40.5. 50 minus 0.5 will give us 49.5. And 59 minus 0.5 will give us 58.5. Okay, ayan. Okay, next will be your UTCB. Okay, take note ha, yung 0.5 nag-subtract tayo sa lower limit. To get your UTCB naman, mag-a-add naman tayo ng 0.5 sa lahat ng upper limit. Okay, mag-a-add po. So, okay, adding, we have 13 plus 0.5 will give us 13.5. 22 plus 0.5 will give us 22.5. 31 plus 31.5. 31 plus 0.5 will give us 31.5. 40 plus 0.5 will give us 40.5. 49 plus 0.5 will give us 49.5. And 58 plus 0.5 will give us 58.5. And 67 plus 0.5 will give us 67.5. And so we have now your TCB or the true class boundaries. Okay, I repeat, yung 0.5, para makuha natin ang LTCB, magsusubtract lang kayo sa lahat ng lower limit ng 0.5. And to get your UTCB, mag-add lang tayo ng 0.5 sa upper limit column. Okay. Next will be your class mark. So if you recall in your lecture notes, the formula for your class mark is lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. Okay? So let's compute the first class mark. Dito tayo sa first class. Okay? So lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. So 5 plus 13 is 18 divided by 2. That will give us 9. So that's the first value of your class mark. Next naman, 14 plus 22, okay, divided by 2 will give us 18. Okay, ulitin ko. Dito, 14 plus 22 is 36 divided by 2 is 18. Okay, may shortcut po dyan para makuha natin yung mga susunod. You can actually apply the formula sa first class lang. So, to get yung mga susunod na value, balikan nyo yung C ninyo, which is 9. So, yung 9 ninyo, mag-add lang kayo ng 9 dun sa class mark na na-complete nyo. So, actually, pwede kayo dun mag-start sa first. So, add nyo lang yung class size na 9. 18 plus 9 will give us 27 plus 9, 36 plus 9, 45 plus 9, 54 plus 9, 63. Ayan. Okay? So, still you can apply the formula. Okay, pareho pa rin yan if you would like to verify. For example, 23 plus 31 divided by 2. That is 54 divided by 2, 27. Okay, so yung shortcut dyan, yung interval niya is the class size na. Okay, ulitin ko lang. Ang first value ng class mark, which is 9, is lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. 5 plus 13 divided by 2. You don't copy the class size as the first value. Nagkataon lang po na yung first value ng class mark mo is the same as the value of your class size. But you don't copy that. Okay? You make use of the formula lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. Apply that to the first value of your class mark, and then yung mga susunod na values, i-add nyo na lang yung na-compute ninyong class size. Okay. So let's go to your frequency. Okay, pagdating po dito sa frequency, we're going to base our data dito sa raw data natin. Okay? Sa raw data. If you look at the raw data, may mga color codings na siya and may mga partitions na para madali. You can do that earlier. Okay, so bakit naging ganito? So how do we fill out the frequency? So dito sa first class, from 5 to 13, okay, from 5 to 13, titingnan natin sa raw data kung ilang values ba dyan ang makakapasok. If you look at the raw data, pasok sa 5 to 13 ang values 5, 8, and 10. So you have 3 values there. Okay, next. From 14 to 22, itong naka-red marks. Okay, so yan naman yung values na makakapasok sa 14 to 22. So all you have to do is just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you have 9 values in your class or frequency. Next is from 23 to 31. Ito pong naka-blue. Again, just count. So we have 10, 11, 12, 13. So you have 15. And then next is from 32 to 40. Ito pong naka-yellow. Again, you count that. You have 13. Okay. 10 plus 10 plus 3, 13. And then from 41 to 49, in green color, you have 4. And then from 50 to 58, you have 3. And from 59 to 67, you have 2. Okay, so what do you notice, class? Okay, you notice na, yung 70 natin, parang may naiwan tayo. Kung babalikan natin yung classes, ang last class natin is from 59 to 67 kasi yung K na na-compute natin is 7, di ba? So that's not a problem. So para maka-accommodate po natin highest value, all you have to do is just add another class. Susundin nyo lang yung rule. So plus 9 lang. 59 plus 9 will give us 68. Plus 67 plus 9 will give us 76. Ayan. So, hindi siya problema. Add nyo lang siya. Okay, so, pareho lang. Similarly, dito sa true class boundary, just follow the same rule. So, yung 68, mag-minus kayo ng 0.5. Tapos sa 79, mag-add tayo ng 0.5. Ayan. Okay? So, dito, class mark 63 plus 9, we have 72. So, dito na natin ipapasok yung highest value. So, you have 1 value there. Okay? Okay, so ibig sabihin class, yung K natin na number of classes, that is not strictly followed. That is adjustable. So, kunwari, initially, ang number of classes mo is 7, tapos, nung nag-fill out ka na ng frequency, ang highest value mo hindi makakapasok sa last class, then just add additional classes or class. Okay. But this procedure does not apply to all raw data. May mga iba naman class na pag ang K, yung number of classes, nakakapasok naman doon yung highest value sa last class. So no need to add additional classes. Okay? Or additional class. So take note of that. Okay, pagdating po sa RF, ang relative frequency po natin is the frequency of a class expressed in proportion to the total number of observation. So naka-percent po yan. Ibig sabihin lahat ng values dyan naka-percent. So this is the percentage or the proportion of the frequency to the total number of observations. So ibig sabihin, to get the first value of your RF, okay, so frequency daw over the total number of observation. Okay, tapos multiply nyo lang yan by 100%. Kasi po, lahat ng value dito is equivalent to 100%. Ayan. Okay, so that's the formula. D divided by 50 times 100. Okay, so given that formula, 3 divided by 50 times 100% will give us 6%. Okay, so hindi ko napapakita yung formula. Tandaan nyo na lang. So that's 6%. Okay? So next would be 9 divided by 50 times 100% will give us 18%. Next, 15 divided by 50 times 100% will give us 30%. 13 divided by 20. 13 divided by 50 times 100% will give us 26%. 4 divided by 50 times 100% will give us 8%. 3 divided by 50 times 100% will give us 6%. And 2 divided by 50 times 100% will give us 4%. And lastly, 1 divided by 50 times 100% will give us 2%. Okay. So lahat po ng value sa RF natin naka-percent. So hindi ko na po siya nilagyan ng percent sign kasi nandito na siya sa taas. So understood na ang mga values natin dito is in percent sign. Okay, class. May mga, if we're going to add this, dapat mag-total po siya sa 100. Same with the frequency. If we're going to add the frequency, it should total to 50, the total number of observation. In some cases po na ang RF ninyo may decimal value, hindi whole number, just round it off, pwede nyo i-round off sa 1 decimal place, so pwede naman po sa whole number. Usually po, pag hindi whole number yun RF, ang total po niyan, hindi naman nag-eksakto sa 100. Minsan kulang, minsan sobra. In that case, gawin nyo lang pong 100. Okay, total 100% naman po talaga yan. Only that, hindi natin siya ma-eksakto 100% kasi nga, nag-approximate tayo. May mga decimal values in RF natin. Okay. Okay, now we go to the last two columns. Okay, so we have here the cumulative frequency less than and greater than. Okay. Ang cumulative frequency po, magbe-base tayo ng value natin dito sa frequency. So I will highlight this para matandaan natin. Okay, let's start with the less than CF. So sa less than CF, all you have to do, class, is copy the first value of your 3. Copy value, the first value of your frequency, that's 3. And then ang susunod po, kasi sabi natin cumulative, nagdadagdag. Okay, so 3 plus yung susunod na frequency, 9. So 3 plus 9 will give us, okay, 12. Add nyo ulit yung susunod, 12 plus 15 will give us 27. Plus 13 will give us 40. Plus 4 will give us 44. Plus 3 will give us 47. Plus 2 will give us 49. 49. And then plus 1 will give us 50. So the last value should be the total value in your total value of your observation. Ayan. So ulitin ko lang less than CF, you copy the first value of your frequency and then add yung susunod. 3 plus 9, 12, 12 plus 15, 27, plus 13, 40, plus 4, 44, plus 3, 47, plus 2, 49, plus 1, 50. Okay, kabaliktaran po pagdating dito sa greater than CF. Sa greater than CF, mag-i-start po tayo dun sa total number of observation, 50. And baliktad. So, kung dito sa less than nag-add tayo, sa dito po sa greater than, magsusubtract tayo. So, start kayo sa total number of observation. And ang isusubtract nyo po, yun ka-align niyang frequency. So, 50 minus 3 will give us 47. Okay, minus 9 will give us 38. Minus 15 will give us 23. Minus 4, minus 13, sorry, will give us 10. Minus 4 will give us 6. Minus 3 will give us 3. And minus 2 will give us 1, not necessarily 0. Ayan. Ulitin ko lang. So, ulitin ko lang class ha. Pag greater than CF, you start with the total number of observation and you're going to subtract the frequency that is aligned with it. So, 50 minus 3, 47. Minus 9, 38. Minus 15, 23. Minus 13, 10. Minus 4, 6. Minus 3, 3. Minus 2, 1. Okay. Okay, so the last column is the less than and greater than RCF. Pareho lang po yung procedure niya dito sa CF, only that this time, magbe-base po tayo dito sa RF. Okay, so tanggalin ko na po yung highlight nito kasi we're already done with this. Gawin na po siya natin. Ibalik natin siya sa black. And then, ang i-highlight ko na po itong RF kasi dyan po magbe-base yun RCF natin. Ayan. Okay, so pareho lang po yung procedure ng ginawa natin sa CF. Start kayo sa value ng 6 and then i-add nyo lang po yung susunod. So 6 plus 18 is 24 plus 30 is 54 plus 26 is 80. Okay, plus 8 is 88 plus 6 is 94 plus 4 is 98 plus 2 is 100. Okay. So, magtatapos siya sa 100. Okay, greater than CF, RCF, saan tayo mag-start? Okay, so 100%. Tapos subtract naman, dun sa ka-align ng RF. So, 100 minus 6 will give us 94. Okay, minus 18 will give us 76. Minus 30 will give us 46. Okay. And then minus 26 will give us 20. Minus 8 will give us 12. And minus 6 will give us 6. And minus 4 will give us 4. Yay! So, we now have your less than and greater than RCF. Okay, lagyan naman natin ng space in between. Okay, huwag nyo lagyan ng parang, tawag yan. Dash ko yan sa gitna. Okay. Now you have your less than and greater than RCF. Ayan po. Okay, so now we're done with our frequency distribution table, our complete frequency distribution table. Again, you have your classes, true class boundaries, class mark, frequency, RF, less than and greater than CF, and less than and greater than, okay, RCF. Okay. Okay, so that's it, our complete frequency distribution table. So thank you for listening. I hope this will help you in your activity in constructing your frequency distribution table.